Hey everybody, what is up? I did not do all of my stuffs. Don't switch. What we got? Hope everybody's having a great. What is it? Thursday? Yeah. Hope everyone's having a great Thursday. While I get everything in order here. You know what? Let's. We need to update our stream information. Holy Moses. Building shapes. Building shapes. We're not playing EverQuest 2. I always forget to do this. Shapes 2. We're not getting loot. We're not doing quests. We are chill. Not an adventure. Factory. Factory. Shapes. Says no shapes. Shapes. Not gonna add that as a. Oh! No! Come on. Building shapes. Exploring the new content of Shapes 2 1.0. Check out the new. Check out this shiny new release. Okay, we need to get rid of that and put in Shapes 2. Yes. Puzzle simulation strategy. Yeah, okay, done. Alright, boom. Stream info updated. Should be good there. We're going to start the ad while I take care of all this nonsense that we got to do. Oh, yeah, okay. Put that. That sounds good. Cool. Okay, ad's still in progress while that's going on. I'm just chilling here, doing some of the tutorial stuff. Working on getting the operator license. My blueprints, ooh, they did kind of work. Save. What are we going to call it? We're in mining. Yeah, we're going to replace it. Wait, what do we put? 3-layer extractor. Ooh, I don't want to do that. I don't want to replace the 3-layer extractor. Was it? This blueprint may not load. Resave it to ensure compatibility. Yeah. I think we can do that. What do we got? Oh, I need to resave it. Yeah. Save. Resave. We're going to replace extraction, I guess. I hope that's what it was called. Bent stacker. I don't have bent stackers yet. Don't have painters. Multi-layer remapper. Well, I got some crazy stuff. 3-layer extraction. Alright, I got extraction here. Whoop, we're still... Let's get back over there. Alright. Let's get these shapes. We need to deliver 2 sets of them. I know this isn't fun for everybody. The ad's coming off soon. I'm going to go ahead and start the actual game part of the stream. Bottom left, right? Is that what we want? Oh, you're still looking for EverQuest, aren't you? Yeah, yeah. Alright, we're going to swap over to Shapes 2. Content should be popping in any minute now. Of course, we've got to resize because it's always messing around. There we go. Budding. All right, we did a thing. Yeah, there's nothing really that useful over there. Okay. What are we working on? We did that. We haven't done that yet. Let's get these shapes going. We need circles. Let's put my little extractor here. So I did play in the early access, so I'm pretty familiar with the way this game works. All right, we don't need all of this. Let's get rid of that. Nope, I need to get off of that. What is that? Shift 1, right? Did I just do that? Oh my gosh. All right, here we go. Bam, bam. All right, that's linked up. What do we have over here? We're not, we need to stack these X shapes with the circles on top of the X shape. So we need to put down some stackers. We'll do 6 stackers, right? Where are we coming from? How many? 6? Was that 6? 3, that's 7. Okay. So we can feed all 6 of these with one belt. No. Circles go on top. Circles go on top. So we pull it up. There we go. And now we can build. We got layers. Shapes has gone 2D. Yes indeed. I just built that. Okay. We want to bring you here. And then all the way down. There's a way. Yeah, level up. Level down. There we go. B. Hide the upper layers. Alright, so that produces one of those shapes. We're going to prop it over there. That is one of them that we want to deliver. Okay, now we need red squares are over here. Nope, these are the octagon thingies. Let's drop our extractor on there. And let's replace this with an extractor. We got red squares. We need to stack. Blue goes on top. So we basically want to copy this setup over here. We're just going to grab that so we can toss it over here for quick access. Just like that. Whoop. Shift 1. There we go. Now we can come in here. Woo. Did not realize I was changing it. Okay, I don't like that view. Up. Right there. And then we can grab some squares. Rotate. There we go. Come right there. Boom. Perfecto. Oh, now we need to deliver that. Over there. We got it correct. Yes. Boom. Reward collected. All right. We got a reward. What are we supposed to be doing? We need to do a quarter of these stars. So we're going to need to put some cutters up. Let's do this pretty quick. So we need to cut 2 sets of them. 1 cutter, 3 cutters handles a belt. So we'll do that. And we need 2 sets of cutters because we'll rotate it. We'll bring this in. Where? Okay, yeah. We need to copy this. We need to pull this over here. There we go. Just like that. Then we can grab it, send it out there. All right, now we can copy this because we're gonna plop it right there. We're gonna drop that there and we're gonna pop that in. Okay. So that'll take care of both of. Oh, we have a third belt actually. Let's paste another one. Didn't mean to do that. Let's go over here. Orient the yeah. I did not figure that the vortex mattered. Or actually, I already knew that, but whatever. Okay, we've got those cranking out. We finished that one. We need to put a red square on top of it now. So we need our second red square here. Let's just pull you over right there for now. We need to copy this setup. What did I just do? Okay. Yeah, up here, just right where you were. And then I want to select that. That's exactly what I want to do. And let's just copy it. You know what? I'm gonna plop it right there because it'll work. It'll work. You'll see what I'm gonna do. So if I go up here, we can reset this to come in this way, which is what we want to do. Is it what we want to do? Yes, because we want these to go down that line. Right? Oh yeah, we don't need that anymore. And we just need to join that together. And then you can go. Where are you gonna go? We don't know. Not there. That's not where you go. Okay. That'll start delivering those. We need half of these. So we need to cut them. We just need 3 cutters, really. We can map those in really easy. So that'll deliver those. We delivered something. We got stuff in the shop. We got a speed multiplier. We need 5,000 points. We only have 600. Cutter. Ooh, look at that. Let's grab that cutter because that we can replace this now. Now that we have the dual cutter, what we're going to do is we got this. That'll give us both halves, so we can mirror it. Yeah. And you take 4 per belt. So we'll do that. And you can go that way and that way. And then we can take these 4 right there. We're getting pretty spaghetti. I promised not to build a spaghetti factory, but we're building one. So the reason why this cutter is beneficial is that it's actually going to double. The other one just discards half of the shape, and this one will give us both halves of the shape. And since orientation doesn't matter, we don't have to worry about it. Now we could replace this, but we're done delivering those. We finished that. We're about to finish this. So we'll just hang out here. All right. Now we need blues back on top of the reds. We need blues on top of these guys. We need circles on the red. I destroyed that one, didn't I? Yeah. We need to cut those. Okay, so what we're gonna do, let's grab these real quick because we can just plop this like right there, and we can merge that belt so they go in there. Oh no, they're not gonna cut. They're not gonna get cut. We need to pull all of this. Yeah, we need to cut this and move it back a little bit. We got plenty of room. Let's just bring our factory in over here. So what we're gonna do is we need to rotate these between these 2 sets here. Yeah. And it takes 3 rotators to cover a full belt, right? 2. So we'll put 2 there, and we'll put you there, and that feeds there. And then those will feed in somehow to here, right? Sure. Let's split that apart. Yeah. I don't really like that. Let's move this forward. Yeah, there we go. Okay, move it forward. Both of these can go down. There we go. Okay. Okay. Why? What's the problem? We broke a connection here. Ah, yeah. Okay. Link those back up. Get going, circles. So let's see what we're doing. Yeah. We got all 4 shapes coming in, all 4 corners. So now we're cutting those into corners. We're done with these corners, but that's fine. We can move on without them. Over here, we need to put the blue back on. Let's pull another blue in. We're going to need another stacker set. Copy that. Let's pop it over here. Right? Yeah, we got room. We're going to divert this one into here. We're going to get rid of that trail. And then we're going to cut this one off. And we're going to pull this one in here. We're going to go up. Right through the middle there. What's going on top? We've currently got squares on top, right? So squares are going back. What do we have? We have blues. Why am I doing this? I don't know why I'm doing that. Okay, we don't need that. That's going to fill up. Something just happened. This needs to come off. That's what we need to do. We need to take this. Hello. Over here. To the bottom. Yeah, there we go. And then you will come in. Let's go up. There. Yes, that was orphaned. That goes the wrong direction. There we go. And bam. Oh, hello. So hard for me to type in Japanese here, but konbanwa. How you doing, Katana? What do we have? So that should be stacking those. Make sure our count's going up. Our count's going up. Circle. We got some more jobs. We're gonna collect that one. Okay, now we've got this thing. So that's gonna be the next thing we work on. Let us try and get this shape going. Right here, this is what we have. We need to cut it. Yeah, we're gonna do this cutter because this one is 4. Yeah, we'll just do that. Come here, boom. And then these can feed. Ooh, it automatically jumps, doesn't it? These 4 can feed this belt. And these 4 can feed there. Alright, that'll be our halves. We're about to come up on that one. We need to work on this. So what we've got going is not there. We're going to have to do a little bit better with this mess over here. So what I'm proposing that we're going to do is we're going to take this cutting section right here, or stacking section, and we're going to plop it like over here somewhere. Just like that. Yeah. That looks good. Yeah, that stays on the bottom. Replacing that flow. And then this one's going to come in this way. We're going to go up right down there. Okay. So that will bring... stop doing that. That'll bring us down. Let's grab that. Now we need to cut it into corners. Let's do that one real quick because that one's going to be pretty fast. It's hard to stay focused here. That is... Whoa. Oh, we need to cut it again. It looks like we finished the previous run, so we're going to now we're going to do that. We're going to grab both of those. And we'll just link it up like that. That should work. That should not work. That will not work. Because again, they need to be rotated. Okay, so we need to pull all of these off so they can go through rotation. We're going to rotate 2, right? Yes, 2 rotators. Now we're going to go that way. Okay, and the reason why we have to rotate it is because it cuts them in half the same orientation. So if we don't rotate it, it's just going to try and split it the same way that it's already split, which is actually going to merge it. Actually, no, it won't merge it. It won't do anything. It'll create an empty shape. These don't do the merging. There's another thing. We'll see it later. I'm not going to spoil it. Okay. We now have 4 pieces coming out that we need to cut further. But we want to cut them all and orient them the same way. And to do that, we're going to have to control how they come out. So if we slap a rotator, 2 rotators on here. All right, then we've got that coming. So now they're all orientated the same way. We can then cut them again, but we don't actually want them. We don't want them oriented that way. I take that back. We want to cut them again. So I think we want to rotate you once. And then this one 3 times. Because we don't have the counterclockwise rotator yet. Is this going to be efficient? Absolutely not. We're not shooting for efficiency. This is the tutorial. We hit our milestone. We got blueprints, which we already technically have access to. Because we never not had access. Let's see. Let's look at the milestones. How long? Okay, so we only have 3 more to go. I mean, 2 more to go. We got a couple shapes to make. That's gonna be fun. That one looks like a complicated shape. We're trying to get into, get this operator license before we start manufacture mode. All right, what are we working on? We're working on creating this shape, and then we'll prioritize our actual target shapes. We need to cut it again. Split it one more time. So we'll put 4 of those in there. Grab those. All right, and then we'll have. Let's just select this to delete. Goodbye. Okay. Now we'll have to rotate them. We're just going to rotate them all the same way for now. Should we rotate them all the same way? Yeah, okay. And then I don't think we're going to need 4. Let's try 3 because we're going to be basically running half a belt. So these will go up and forward, up, forward. Oh, what did I do? Yeah, there we go. Okay. So these will come up here. Right there. Anchor there. And we'll pop it over there. Okay, so we've got that angle on the top, which means on the bottom we need the opposite one. So we're gonna pull all of these over here. And then we need to rotate it 2 more times. So we're gonna put a series of 2 rotators in. And then we'll grab that. And we'll bring those in. And then those will bring the shapes that we want. Yes. So we'll put that there. That's going to be pretty slow going, I think. Actually, the belt's staying a lot fuller than I thought. Are these going to keep up with us? Let's see. If they start backing up. They have started backing up. Let's add more stackers. Maybe we do need a full belt's worth of stackers. We'll put those in there, and then we need on the front, we need to pull you that way. So yeah, you want to try to balance your load. Make sure that you're pulling off what you can. So when you want to place a piece, you'll see in this kind of pop-up over here. This says that 6 machines will keep up with a single belt. It'll do about 20 stacks per minute. So, yeah, you can see that we're lagging behind a little bit. So if we cut one of them off, we may be able to catch up. This belt, there's a gap in this belt. There wasn't a gap before. Maybe if we undo that, is that going to keep us moving? Yeah, so that looks like a full, yeah, so that's a full belt. So even though it looks like we're a little slow, we don't actually have gaps coming out. So, well, that's working. Okay, we are focusing on this. We need this shape. We need the 4 corners of it. So we're going to pull it off to the side and grab those. And yeah, we're going to do it this way. We got our 4. And then we got our 4. We're just going to do it the easy way. Pull these off. Yeah, they all need to get rotated once. So we can just do the easy mode, rotate, and then they can all go there. And then that can all come here and get delivered. So those should be 4 corners. Yes, that should deliver pretty quick. We got these done. Collect that. We are good to go on that one. So we actually don't need any of this setup over here. Which will make some room for what we need to do. We need to focus on getting 4 corners of these things. So that we've already got them cutting into corners here, and they're all facing the same direction. Oh, because we're destroying them, so that'll be, yeah, that's easy. We may just stick with that. Let's cut this. I'm gonna mirror this actually. Can I mirror it? Rotate and then mirror. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, let's try and make them look the same on both sides. Then we can copy that again, pop it there so we can put this. I like my factories to look somewhat symmetrical. I don't know why. It looks nice when things start moving. All right, but we do not need these connections anymore here. So we can get rid of those. Now we've got a full belt and a full belt. So that can be one set of stacks. Okay, we finished another set of shapes. What could we upgrade? We can upgrade inputs. Could upgrade the reverse rotator. That would be nice. That's only 200 too. Ooh, swapper. That's what I was talking about. The swapper's also nice. The 180 degree rotator. Actually, let's grab these rotators. They'll be super useful. We still have 1,500 points. What is this? We don't need labels yet. That's all we can do at the moment. We can't upgrade speed. Could upgrade inputs, or we can grab the swapper. I think the swapper will be... Ooh, there's a 3rd level, 5,000. I think the swapper will be more important. Okay. I saw one that's easier. We don't need these over here anymore. Let's cut these out. We'll replace it with something that's a little easier to do. Yes, we have this set up over here. So that's not how you copy. All right, there we go. Let's rotate that and plop it in. All right, now this can go here, just like that. That's straight ahead, straight ahead. All right, bam. See the symmetry? It's so nice. All right, so that'll start delivering corners. We only need 60, so that'll go pretty fast. This one we want to start stacking, which means that we're gonna need to 180 rotate. these here. Oop, we only need 2. Well, that's a full belt, right? Yeah, so we do need more. Okay. So that's going to rotate just like that. Then we need stackers. We need stackers. Where are stackers at? I think we're going to need 6. And then we may need 6 more. Okay. Oh, I just rotated both of those, didn't I? Okay, so you'll go that way. And you'll go that way. Now here it doesn't really matter which one is on top or the bottom because of the way they're going to stack. Whoop, did not mean to do that. Okay, let's go up. But what will matter is, yeah, so you can see the output works both sides. All right, so that's delivering there. We delivered all of these that we need, so we don't need that anymore. But we need to do the same thing. We need to stack them in the same way. So we're just going to copy that whole thing, since we need to build those now. So that'll start building those. And we've got these shapes coming in. These are about to be done. Yeah, all right. Now we need... Ooh, I didn't mean to click on it so intensely. Now we need to drop these on red squares. We're done with this factory, so let's clean this up. All right, we got red squares. We need to bring these onto red squares. We've got 2 belts that we can bring around. So let's just bring those over there. And then I need to make room for this belt to come around. There we go. All right. So we've got that. That goes on top of the red square. And we've got 2. So we're going to need 2 sets of stackers. We'll have 1 set there. And I guess we'll have 1 set there. Don't really have a better place for stackers right now. So this one goes... Indeed, it goes on the bottom. The red square will go on the bottom. And then let's just link this up while we're here. Ooh, let's not do that. Right there. Let's bring that in there. Okay. Then this can come here. And it can feed those. Then this one can come here and it can feed these. Boom. Alright, so that'll create that shape. We already got credit for that one. What is next on the milestone is going to be putting that inside those. So actually what I want to do is I want to go ahead and preemptively pull this back quite a bit. Yeah, let's rein that in there. Alright, so then that can go... We're going to link them up the same way that we had them. There's no reason not to do that. And then that can go there. Right there, yeah. Okay. So we'll get those running again, and then these will bring over this way. Get rid of those. Because we're going to need those for more stacking. We're going to go ahead and get set up for that. Whoa, didn't mean to do that. Alright, go this way. We'll go here. This one goes on top. Actually, I'm going to leave them kind of back here for a minute. Because we're going to have to rotate them most likely. What's going to happen? Actually, we can figure that out. They need to rotate just once. Like that. Yeah. All right. There we go. Now that should plug in right on top of there. Okay. Do I have enough room? I don't think so. Let's move you forward. Yeah. There we go. Okay. Now this needs to go on top, so we're going to bring this one up and we'll bring it in there. Boom. And then we'll go down here. We'll bring this one up. And in there. Okay, boom. And then we've got this one, which will come over here. And we'll just have it feed these. And we'll cut it there. And then this one will come over here and feed these. And we'll cut it there. And then that will come right there. Boom. There is a way, I don't remember. Oh, there it is. If we press O, we can select everything that's connected to. So like if we select that piece and we hit O, then we can actually see every part of that factory. Right, there we go. There's our shape coming in. We are delivering them at a decently reasonable pace. We could go a little faster, but I mean, you can see, I need to double check my stream is streaming. Yeah, okay, we got the right stuff going. All right, cool. All right, so yeah, you can see that we have a lot of work going into this one thing. Oh, what was that? Machine view? Space view. So this is the world you're in. This one is actually a spiral. So these are all, like we can zoom in on here. These are all shapes that can be mined. We met a quota. Where's our, yeah, there we are, okay. Ooh, we have some green stars over there. I think we do need those green stars, don't we? Okay, so we're unlocking space platforms. And we have a capacity for space platforms. So all of these things that we're on here, ooh, look, we even have layers. Now these layers are new. They were not in, I want to say they weren't even in the early access at all, but I think they came in maybe a little bit closer to 1.0. But yeah, there's layers in space too. Okay, so we've got this green shape over here. That's what we need to deliver. But you can see we don't have a green shape over here. So what we need to do is we need to set up a mining platform. Just like that. And now we need to connect 3 boosters to it. Whoop. Do we have? Yeah, there we go. Connect that, and that, and that. And now we need space belts. So space belt is basically our conveyor belt, but at the platform level. Place machine platforms to get more space for your machine. Oh, yeah. Yeah. All right, so like what you can see here is, well, we don't have anything on here. Let's get our extractor laid out. Boop, 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 boop. I think, can I take this whole thing and we're gonna save that. We're gonna replace. So I think that one that I did for extraction, yeah, that's our extraction platform. So you can see that's spitting out here, and you'll be like, well, why is it only spitting out on this? Like, why are there 3 belts here? You might be asking yourself. And it's because, we have 2 layers. So if we were to raise all of these extractors to layer 2, then they would be on the second belt. As we zoom out, we get a different view of like what's coming in over here. So you can see we've got shapes lining up over here, so we can actually pop in and start receiving them. And now we need a place to deliver them. We really don't need any of this at the moment, so let's just, I don't want to do that. Oh, okay, yeah. We're just gonna select everything on that platform and clear it out so we can bring these in here. Yeah, that's not where I wanted to go. I wanted to go that way. But that's fine. I can bring that over here now. Right there. Alright, so that'll start delivering the green shape. We can look at our milestone. We're going to need to start putting it on top of So we're going to need to put it on top of the yellow stars. So the yellow stars are over here, right next to it. That's great. That's not connected. Let's connect that up. Place a machine platform to expand your factory. This is going to want me to place one of these. We're just going to put it there, so that'll go away. We don't really need that there, because we're not cutting the shape at all. Alright, so we delivered that. Now we need to stack them. Now we have 4 belts, and we know that these will serve 6 per belt. So we can actually do a couple of runs of these things. And we've got to figure out how to stagger them correctly, though. That's the trick, is figuring out how to stagger your factories. So we'll probably start with 6 there, and then this can come in. Nope, that goes on top. So these will come up and feed there. Alright, so that looks good for one set. And then if we copy that, then we should have enough room, maybe like there, and then maybe there. Do we have? So I need room to get. Oh no, that should be fine. That should be fine. And then there, and then maybe there. I don't think that's gonna work. We'll see. Yeah, that's not gonna work. We didn't stagger correctly. That's fine. We'll cut these. Did not mean to copy them. I meant to cut them, and we'll move them over. We'll make more room. We'll stagger them a lot. We got a lot of room to work with. So let's just work with it. Alright, we'll put this one over here. Okay. So now we can do, this feeds the bottom here. This one can come over here and feed the bottom here. This one can come over here and feed the bottom there. And then finally, we've got one more belt. We can bring it in over here. Feed the bottom there. Then this one, these are all second layers. Is that what that button does? Takes me 45. Okay, up. So we'll go there, and that can feed that one. Let's just bring them all up. Okay. And then that can come here. And then that can come here. Okay. That should be the 4 that we need. Now we just have to get the outputs off of them. So we're going to pull these outputs here. Pull those there. Pull those there. Is this overkill? Absolutely. This is the tutorial area. We probably don't need this many. We only need to deliver 60. And the next shape is we're going to have to stack with these. So we've got our stacker set up. Let's copy it. So we're going to put it over here. Didn't mean to do that. Can we mirror it? Is mirroring it better? No. That was worse. That seems reasonable. Alright, I don't know. Those go on top. The blue is on bottom this time, which works great because I can bring you, and then you need to come here. But then I only need to bring, so I can actually get rid of these. Let's cut the top off there. And then you come in right there. Okay. So we got that done. We've got 4 belts going here. So these need to come in and be our top layer, which are where these are going to come in handy. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna cut that. We're gonna pull this all the way this way and up. Not there, right there. Right there. Okay. Hello, Alexi. How are you doing? Good to see ya. Good to see ya. I hope you enjoy factory games. We're having a blast with this factory game. We can just cut these. I forgot. Yeah. And then and delete that one. And delete that one. Okay, so we need to bring this one around here so we can go up. And there we go. Like right there. Boom, boom. Right there. Bam. Okay. And then this last one, we're getting a little sloppy. It's fine. Then our delivery, we need to update our deliveries. They need to go this way. That one's waiting to be delivered. We got several shapes ready. Let's just bring it all the way down. There you go. Get rid of that run. Nope, we have to come out. And we'll do that. Boom. Okay, and that one's already running. That one is not... Oh, because the shapes just got there. Okay. Cool. So we can zoom in and see what's going on here. Like, this is pretty cool. So the shape falls down and then gets kind of like scrunched in and pushed out. Yeah. And bam, there we go. There's our shapes. And we got our little launchers, like, boom, blasting it away into the vortex where it gets sucked into oblivion. Who knows? I don't know why we're building shapes, or who we're building shapes for, or what they want to do with the shapes. All right, so we're on the last... we're at the end, right? We got our operator. Oh, we actually made it this far. I really didn't expect that. Yeah, we got our operator license. So we did it. All right.
I found this on the web.
Good job. Bam. All right, we are officially certified. That disappeared. Regular, this factory needs classic hard, classic regular. All right, let's just upgrade this factory, and then we're going to move over to manufacture mode. You like factory games? I think they're a blast. Okay, so that's been saved. Let's go back to the menu. I love this game in particular because it's like low stress, low stakes. Manufacture regular. That's what we're after. So we want to play untitled save game. Interesting. We want to create a new game. Classic is recommended, but we want to do manufacture. So recommended after playing classic mode. So I did technically play classic mode during the early access. Your vortex imploded. Process dimensional ways through trade stations to collect refined shapes and rebuild your platform at the Vortex Grand Assembler. Your vortex imploded, yes. So we'll select that. Manufacture regular. Oh, I didn't get a chance to save my game earlier. Casimir. Manufacturer. We'll play on normal. Copy and paste cut cost. Oh, so there's costs associated to things. We get less capacity, more goal. Oh, and we can customize it, of course. I think they introduced harder shapes. I could be wrong. We're just going to play on regular mode. Incident recovery protocol. Your vortex overheated and imploded. We have a new job available on the other side of the simulation where the shapes that other operators deliver into their vortexes end up as thermally processed waste. Okay, so people drop it in the vortex and it's waste? That's interesting. Take the damaged shapes, polish them, and bring them to the trade stations. Collect enough and you can begin assembling a new vortex platform at the Grand Assembler. Yeah, I will not build spaghetti factories, even though I actually did. Why is it always generating spiral? I don't know that I like the spiral. There's a lot of empty space in the spiral mode. Let's see. Process the waste at polishing stations, then trade the results at trade stations for refined shapes. All right. Rebuild your vortex platform and we'll consider giving you a real simulation again. Build a polishing station. So we go over here to trade stations. Polishing station. Okay, so we just like put that there. I guess we can just put it right there, right? So that should output a polished thing. Is that eating into... Yeah, there's platform budget. Oh yeah, there's definitely platform budget here. Let's maybe not go that far. Okay. Take the waste, cut it, and deliver it to... we need to cut it? Right? What do we got here? Nothing is coming out of that station. Alright, so we need to take it from there. It's gonna do... Look at that. So each one of these platforms, look at that. So we can pull here, but also we get level 2. So each one of these platforms is actually getting both levels. Actually, probably all 3 levels. And we have 3 layers on that platform and 3 layers on this platform. And maybe 3 layers in here? Okay. So we need to cut it. We need to cut it and deliver it to the polishing station. Okay, so 3 cutters per belt. I don't want to do that one. Oh, I have to unlock. The rest. So I guess we'll pull 3 here. I believe we could get away with 3. No, we need... Alright, I'm trying to remember how I built this. Maybe it's saved in a blueprint. Do I have a cutting blueprint? That's my toolbar. My blueprint library. Chopper rejoiner. Cross joiner. Yeah, see, I built a lot of stuff. Cut. Slice and dice. That sounds promising. What does this do? That... What does that do? That stacks them? That does more than slicing. That's definitely probably not what we wanted, though. Shape extractor, my best milestone. I don't know what that is. Multi-layer remapper. That, oh yeah, that'll that remaps an input around. Where are we at? So that's a cool design. If we plop that on there, it basically pulls shapes in and sends them out to other places. We're just having fun at this point. I do not see anything that implies like actual cutting. So I guess we're gonna build the cutter. We need to deliver 2,500 of these. Why did I go straight to space platforms? Oh my gosh, let's go down here. Cutters. All right. So we're going to put 3 there, and then we're going to put like 3 there, so we can put 3 there, and then how much space? There's 1 gap there, so 3 there. So this can go there, just like that, and then that can go over there. So what I'm seeing is actually that we can bring this in, tighter. Like there, even actually, if we get rid of that, yeah, we could just bring it straight. Hello, straight in. Yes, which means we need to get rid of that. All right, and then we can cut that. Yeah. So that takes up not a lot of space. So we can take that and then we can save that as a cutter. I don't know. Let's take in a shape, and we're outputting over here. We're outputting like there. Okay. Yeah. We seriously just put rotators in there, didn't we? Oh my gosh. All right. We just put rotators. Okay, well, now let's try saving that again. Save that again. We want to replace our cutter that we just made. That wasn't actually a cutter, it was a rotator. All right, now we can go up here and we can actually place our new little friend. Boom, just like that. Okay. So, what do we have? We have 4 belts. We have 4 belts that we need to... Okay, that's going to get annoying. We have 4 belts that we need to get out of here. So let's just map them around the edge. Like that. Yeah, okay. And then we'll go here, straight down. Here, straight down. And then for symmetry purposes, and for no other reason at all, because there's no reason to do this, we're going to go... Where are we going? My mouse hand is not cooperating. Okay. Now we're going to copy... Nope. We're going to take this whole floor layer, and we're going to just plop it on the top layer. We're going to put those exits up there. Okay. All right, so there's one of our factories. That should be delivering... now we need to go to our trade stations. Yeah. Boom. All right. So now we should be putting in, once you complete the milestone, the station will output refined shapes in return. So now we're dumping in a whole bunch of these. So now we can actually just copy that, paste it there, rotate it, paste it, paste it, paste it, paste it. Because, I mean, we have nothing else to spend platform currency on right now, so... yeah, we have nothing else to spend platform currency on right now, so we're just going to make a whole bunch of these. That'll speed up our processing by a lot. Yes. You can see our numbers are going up quite a bit faster now, as all of our factories are running. Dang, this game is on high settings, running at 60 FPS. They really optimized the heck out of it. Okay, so now we should get something in our milestone. That was it. Waste processing kit. Okay. Ruby trains. Oh, ruby and trains. Polished waste is a start, but the traders want more. Process it further at the ruby station to produce genuine ruby. This also unlocks trains. You'll need them to move shapes across. Ooh, this unlocks stuff so much faster. So we get ruby. Don't know what ruby is. That's new. The ruby station, donating stations. We get train. Trains are awesome, and we get a red color train. Trains are so much fun. They unlock later in the main game. So it looks like that just shines. Okay, build a ruby station and supply it with refined shapes. So sure, yeah. What is a ruby station gonna do? It looks like it takes in 2. So let's put it over here. We'll just put it right there. Oh, it wants specific shapes into it. Okay. Okay. Alright, so we can combine these outputs. And then we'll have to find the other shape from somewhere. Because this thing only produces one of those. Okay, we've got circles. We need squares. Do we have squares in the region? We've got squares over there. We got circles there. Okay, and we need to deliver those shapes somewhere. That's where trains come in. That's where trains come in. Here's our trains. Look at our fancy trains. We can build rails. Rails are so cool. Boom. And there'll be a train on there one day. I don't want to ruin the surprise of what the train's going to do. Does it give us the decorations? Yeah, look at that. We've got some up tracks. Oh, that's all we've got. Can't go and down. Like, that'll go over another train track on that layer. Why? Oh, that goes down below. Oh, I see. I see, yeah. So that goes up, and then the other one goes down. Okay. What are we doing? We need squares, and we need circles in a place. I guess we'll pick a place like over here. Let's just plop down. Let's plop down a platform. We're just going to put that there. That'll give us some positioning idea of where to go. Now we're going to need to build the extractor. So we want multi-level extraction, I'm going to say. So we need 3 of these to unlock full benefits. And then what we're going to do is, where is my blueprint for this? Yeah, we've got, except you all need to go to the next level. Yes. Now we could build, like, the thing is we can't put another miner on top of these, so we have to build 2 of these platforms basically, but we can hook them up with 1 belt. So now you'll see this belt is putting out on layer 1 and this one's on layer 2, and then we've got 2 layers. Okay, trains, we need a loading. That's a stop. Let's put a stop. Where does it stop? It goes that way. Let's figure out how to load it first. Wagon depots. Place behind a locomotive depot to add a shape wagon to the train. Oh yeah. Okay, so we need to start our train from somewhere. So we'll just originate it here. That's fine. And then the wagon depot, what we do is we put a wagon there. Now we need a rail for the train. And you'll see our little train come alive. Yes, it is a little too close. Yeah, there's our train. And that's all it's going to do because there's no stop. If we put a stop here, then it'll respawn. And it will now stop. Or it won't. I don't know. All right, let's take that off. I think our train is too close. Wagon loader. That's what we want. Shape in that way. Yes, right there. And then we can put that there. That is a space belt. That's not going to help. I think we need to put a stop. Ooh, that's the wrong way to stop. What is this? Train stops, right? I don't understand how that's a stop. Because I built the track in the wrong direction, that's why. Okay, so this needs to come over here. That means this doesn't need to be a stop. We need that there, and we need to put the stop there. We're going to figure out how trains work. They're new. The graphics have changed quite a bit. Our stop is not stopping. Train stops. An immediate stop. Is that not an immediate stop because there's no track in front of it? That's still not stopping there. I don't know why it's not stopping. Okay. And then it just randomly stopped. But man, they load so fast. Okay. All right. Well, we figured that out. We got that. We need to get these shapes over there. So let's do that. Let's do Actually, let's move it closer to the square. Track. We need a track here, so we can put this over here. Boom. Yeah. All right. So we'll bring our train over this way. We'll need to put another stop on the track. We need an unloader. So we're going to put it there. So eventually it'll stop and unload, or hopefully, like, I don't know. Who even knows anymore? And that's our first little train. Look, he's going to carry, or it's going to carry his little circles over here. And boom, unloaded. And so now we've got circles. They're not on here. They're filling up. They're full. Now we need to do something with circles and squares. We need to stack circles and squares. So we need some extractors, some shape extractors. Let's put them, I don't know. Doesn't really matter necessarily where they go. We just need to operate at this level up here. Let us pull off this way. We need to go this way. This way. Up there, yeah. And then this way. And then we can put a little platform right there. And that'll be where our little factory goes. The little factory will go right there. Alright, we can clear this out. What needs to go on top? Alright, let's... Oh, we don't need to worry about that. What we do need to do... you know what? We may not need all of the layer. Okay, alright folks. It's an ad break anyways, so let's take that break. Let's pop over to... Bam. Oh, no, that has chat. And we are back. All right. We are in the in process of needing to stack these things. Oh. Yeah, so I actually what we need to do, let's go ahead and replace this with the twofer. Like that. because that way we can actually benefit from. So I was originally not going to do this because we don't have a third layer yet, so we can't like stack on multiple layers. The stacker needs 2 layers. But we got 2 layers coming in from both sides here now. We need to put the circle on top. So now we can have our stacker fleet, basically. We need... Let's figure out how many stackers we need. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's for layer 1, part 1. Layer 1, part 2. Part 3. Part 4. And then layer 2, maybe. We need a layer 2. These probably don't need to be... They need to be at least like 4 away. Trying to figure out what the most efficient way to do this is. I think what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to bring in... We're just going to have to do 1 layer at a time and figure it out. Okay, so squares are going to go on bottom. These are squares. Let's pop them in there. That was bad. That was immediately bad. So one thing that I'm noticing is that we can bring all of this... Let's bring it all back at least here. So we can pull that straight in. That one can come... We'll say down here. This one can come in here. And then this one can come down here. Alright, so one thing that I'm noticing right off the bat is that these could be staggered. For example, this could come down here like that. And then we could take this and it could be fed that way. Which means that this one could come over here. I don't want to copy that because then it'll connect to the wrong one. Alright, just like that. Which means that these can come over. There has to be room there. Get rid of that one. Yeah, okay. And that can come right there. Pretty much exactly like that. That works there. Okay. Let's lay in our receivers. Alright, so now circle has to go to layer 2. So I think the obvious choice is going to be, let's just do circles on this layer. Now, see, that was an immediate mistake. Because we are going to need somewhere for these squares to go. Which means these are going to need to go. Yeah, I don't think we're going to... It's going to be a little bit harder to squeeze in than it might initially look. So this will go here. The one thing about this game is that your factories are going to change. You will not build the perfect factory first. Unless it's not your first factory. If it's not your first factory, then, you know, you didn't really build it first. You already built other factories. And that comes down here. So we'll be changing this design quite a bit. Why did I just do that? We'll go down this way. We're just kind of trying to snake it out. We are still trying to save a little bit of room. We don't really need to save a whole lot of room. I'm already seeing that we can condense this top part a little bit more. Like we can bring this up right here. So like this can come up. And then this can come up. And then this can come up. Actually, you know what? We did not did not look at that with... Can I put that back? There we go. There we go. We need the top part there. So that could definitely come in over there. This top layer could come out, but then like do we have anywhere else that we can put these? That is going to be the question. We're going to need at least, like, to get these out, we need at least 4 like that, right? So that puts an upper limit on how far back this way we can go. But I'm seeing that we could probably go back one more space. Could probably go back one more space. Let's try that. Let's cut this out here. What I want to do is I want to take this factory piece and put it back there. That means you're going to come up there. Just like that. And these circles, didn't mean to delete these circles, but that's fine. We know where they have to be. Yeah. We'll make sure that we don't delete this row again. Okay. We got those in. Now, we did notice that this part can come back here. Yes. And that means that this can come in. Oh, we're not on the top layer. This can come here. Just like that. And then right off there. Just like that. These squares are going to have to snake around somehow. Actually, we might be able to bring these circles down here. If we design it this way, then this can come up here. So I'm just trying to think of a way that we can get these through. Because basically, yeah, so that's gonna be stuck there, which is okay. That means what we want to do is we'll probably put a launcher here, just like that, and it'll launch. We can put a receiver. Yeah. That's a little too far away. We can put a receiver here. We're going to need to move this over here. Like that. Then we can put another launcher there. And another receiver right on the other side. Okay. So that got that done. Now we can bring in... We can bring this back. Bring this part of the factory back up here. Just like that. Now we need a way to get our circles. Where to do that? No. This circle. I think we can go under it. We can save some room there. Like that. Okay. Then we can put the receiver for that top piece over here. Yeah. That seems reasonable, I suppose. Okay, and then finally we've got one more layer to move back all the way back there. Alright, and then this can come up just like that. So we're gonna get rid of this space. Oh yeah, we can cut this off now. Get that out of our way. This one can come in here. We need to orphan those parts. Just like that. And then finally we're gonna bring this one just like that. You're not connected by one. Okay, so that leaves a little bit of room down here. Oh, we have one more circle to get in up here. Let's bring it in as tightly as we can. Okay. Okay. We've got to get all of these out. So you can go through here. You can go through there, presumably. And then hopefully you can go through there. This part down here is where things are going to get a little tight. So one thing I'm looking at is what we could probably do is promote this one to the second layer, which allows us to do this. And then we can come in here, up, and pull, yeah. Is this necessary? Like, this is the fun to me, is like trying to fit all this stuff kind of like here, right? So if we get rid of that, we no longer, we need to promote this one up too. There we go. Okay. So that one can go, that one can go, that one can go, and that one can go. And we could actually, if we can actually do is, if we cut these off, these two off, and we can pull, we can actually pull these down here. Let's come down one more. Just like that. All right, that's a coughing kiddo. If anybody didn't know what a kid sounded like, coughing. All right, so we've got that condensed collapse like as best we could, really. Then what we want to do is we want to take, well, we want to go down there, yeah. We want to take this setup right here, and it looks like we may be able to fit it in, maybe. Especially if we were to mirror it, it's quite possible that we could fit it in. Let's just plop it in and see what we got working with. Okay. So we've got our circles that need to go up top, and we've got our squares that need to go on bottom. And they're up top. So we've got to swap everything. We've got to swap everything. So we need to get these squares to the bottom, which means we're going to need to put some of these things here. So these need to come in somewhere, and they need to go down to ground level. Maybe I'm focusing on this wrong. Yeah, I'm on the wrong floor. There we go. All right, let's pull this one through. All right, it's on top. Now this one can come straight up. This one can come straight up. Right? But actually it can't, because we need to get those squares out too. What could we do about this? We could... I'm wondering if it would be better to route all of these up circles down here. That's a big change.
Mama.
What am I working with here? Okay, we've got all the circles up except for this circle. How do we get that one up? Because we've got to get the others down. So what we need to do is this needs to, like, I think this needs to curve in there so that I don't know how that's gonna work. I don't think that's gonna work, because what I'm thinking is if I bring that down here, it can go this way. Maybe that will work. Maybe it's just crazy enough that it will work. But this one is gonna have to go away, right? Because we need to get these circles through. So I don't have anywhere to land it. I don't have anywhere to land that one. So that's what I'm talking about. Okay, so here's the plan. We're going to take all of this right here, this infrastructure, and we're going to go up and we're just going to pull these top circles down. Just down, all the way down here. And then this one will go, all right. So those all go down that way, which now means that the bottom circles need to come and feed up. So, like, really what needs to happen is this one needs to come over here. Maybe like there. And feed those. Okay. And then let's make a little bit more room there. Okay. We've got that one working. Now we need to get the rest of these circles in there. So we're not going to be able to we can use this run here to go. This is where things get difficult. We could do what we did earlier. If we take this and cut these off, and then we can feed these two arms down there. So like maybe that comes in there, and then that comes in there. Then down here, what we'll do is we'll split them off like that, and then that can split off that way. And then we just have this one, this one up here and up here. Okay, cool. That made a gap here, and that gave us some working room on the bottom, because we are gonna have to get those squares out. So that means that probably taking this one here is gonna be better. And then this one is not gonna be helpful. Yeah, that needs to come up. That is right there, yeah. So those two, yeah, this is gonna be difficult, because then how am I gonna get these squares out of here? How am I gonna get those squares out? They need to come out and down. They need to be on the lower level by the time they get over there. So what does that mean for this? I'm thinking if I brought this one like over here, really, like right in there. Whoa, that's not what I wanted to do. Okay. Back to where I had it. Okay, yeah. Ugh, go that way. Alright, because I'm trying to leave this side open as best I can. So that feeds there. Then this can come in and feed this machine. What am I building? I don't have any idea. Going in there. Okay. That looks ugly, but I think that won't work. We need some working room up here, because this has to come in so it can jump. It's gonna have to jump. This can jump straight ahead. This one can come down here and escape that way. And then this one can escape that way. We'll do our best to get them where they need to go. Okay. We need to reroute all of these top areas over here. Yes, the circles need to go in the top over here. So we're going to bring... I think it makes the most sense to just do that. We don't need to get super creative with these. We'll just bring them straight in. Okay, that part is working. Now we need to get these moving along. We're going to put that one there and that there. I wonder, actually, yeah, so that's what's going to have to happen. If we reroute this top piece like that, then we can put a catcher right there, come in this way. Can I, oh, tab, there we go, tab, perfect. And then put a receiver right there. Now, if we take that one down, if we take it down as quickly as we can, that may not help. We'll see. We'll see. Let's take it down as quickly as we can. All right, so we're going to put it on the ground floor here. And we're going to bring it in there. Okay, we got one set of squares coming in. Now we just need... We need a launcher. We need a launcher. We need a receiver. And a receiver. So this is where things get interesting. Yes. All right. We're going to bridge that. And we're going to pull. And we'll go down as early as we can. All right. So we're already seeing that we need to pull that forward. One space. We're going to have to do it forward again. Or we're going to have to pull this part over. At least one more. We want these to go here. That one will go there. Then those can go up top. That can come in there. We are just moving what we had. We just brought it down. Okay, all right. We've got two squares in place. We need one more square in place. Yes, we're receiving from that direction. We'll be receiving from that direction, and we will be launching there. Okay, I think we got it. All right, we're gonna pull this here, here. I think if you go down, yeah. So you need to go in there. So what needs to happen is this set. This set needs to move again. Yeah. We need to go down to the bottom layer. Yeah. Just like that. And then you can come here like that. And we're going to go down. Oh my goodness, we did that. Okay. And then we just come up here. And we'll do that. And this can come, we'll just come straight up. And we will do that number. Then we can put a launcher and a receiver. And connect that back up. Okay. Wow. That was a lot of work, but it works. We got those in there. We had to stagger them pretty weird. But yeah, there we go. We got a multi-layer dual input. This is why I love this game, right? Like now looking at it all coming together. We got our outputs here. Perfect. Perfect. Let's put a... Nope, we need to go up here. Let's put a space belt on that. And we need another train. We need, let's put a loader on there, wagon loader. Yes. Yeah, I'll just put it right there. Which way, you know what? I need to figure out which way the train goes. Wagon loader. I think that means the train is going the direction I think it's going. So then if we put that there, and then we need to put some track. We need to put a stop right there. All right, that'll get us loaded up with these shapes. We don't need that anymore, but we do need to deliver these to a Ruby station. And then we have to merge these and deliver them to the Ruby station. So I think the Ruby station needs to be somewhere in this vicinity. Probably. Or we can just put a train, deliver them to the Ruby station as well. That'll be fine. Why not? Okay. Where do we want to put the Ruby station? Let's figure that out. Let's put it, I guess, like out here, right? Kind of in the middle of nowhere-ish. Like that. Then we can put a space belt. No, we need a wagon unloader first. We need a wagon unloader. Yeah, it goes on this side. Actually, can I mirror those? I can. Okay, perfect. Let's put it there. That's just gonna let me put the wagon unloader for this shape like right here. And then this train has a long distance to go. Right there, we're going to put a stop in right after it. Then we've got a space belt we're going to connect there. Perfecto. That'll deliver. So we got our trains running with circles up here to the squares up here. You can see that this is backed up a little bit. We could probably duplicate this if we wanted to. Because you see the output is pretty slow. Why is the output pretty slow? What's lagging? Ooh, our square production is lagging quite a bit. Why? Holy smokes, that's why. Goodness gracious. We forgot to put our add-ons there. So that'll drastically crank up. Now you can see that all 4 of the miners are producing. So now we're loading the belt. That will increase our throughput quite a bit. Quite a bit. Alright, we got more squares moving. It's going to take some time for that to feed in, so we'll come back and check on that. While we come over here, we need to devise a scheme to merge these, basically. So we've got 2 layers coming in, and I think that's perfect. We really only need, I think, a 1x to do this. Because we've got the 2 layers coming in, and what we'll want to do is basically just rotate 180 the 1 layer, which we can't do. We've got to buy the rotators. We could buy the reverse rotator or the 180. Let's buy the 180. Straight up. Do I have jobs? The shop. No, I didn't want to go to the shop. Is that trades is going to be the jobs? Trade station makes that. Alternate trade station. I don't know what that means. Ruby trade station. Is that... Oh, that's going to make a ruby? Which a red one? I'm so confused. Okay. Yeah, so now we can put the 180 rotator. That's not the 180 rotator. Put the 180 rotator, which is 2 per belt, I believe. 2 per belt, yes. So we'll do 2, 2, and then 2, right? That's too far away. All right, so those go there, those go there, there, okay. Do we have enough room on this little platform for all of the stackers that we were gonna need? I don't know. We need 3, 4, 5, 6. 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's load those up, right? We got that one in there, that one in there. And then these will come up and load there. Just like that. And then this will come down like that. This one will come down. And bam! Okay, we've got those in production. We're taking 2 layers down to 1 layer now because we've got both of these layers because of the stacking. So that sucks, but it is what it is. Okay, we can fit. Oh, we can't put stackers on that layer. 3, 4, 5, 6. And then, yeah, okay. And then you can just feed these, and then you can come in and feed these. And we can take you that way to feed these. What did I just do? What the heck just happened? I have no idea. Alright, these shapes will go here. Oh, because I started it. Oh, I completed the first part of the Ruby Station piece. Okay. So that's outputting what we want, which is going to let us go. I don't think our... Oh, yeah, these can go through layers. Right? Boom. Yeah. They can go through layers. So we can take that, copy it, pop it up here. Then we can take our space belt over here, go down, and there we are. And then we can merge that. And what we need to do is actually up here, these need to export on layer 2. Yeah. Up, up. And yeah, up, and yeah. All right, yeah, so there we go. So that's getting us those layers. Then we can take this whole setup here. Up. Okay, let's go down. What am I doing? Okay. Copy that. Ooh, I cut it. All right, copy that. Then we can paste it there. Well, we can paste it there too. That works. Paste it. No. Paste it there. Nope. Right there and right there. Okay. So now everything should be producing. Everything should be producing what we want it to produce. Now we just need to drop it off. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna pull another train, but this time we're gonna do let's see. One. Does it really? You know what? Launch 13 trading rockets in the matter. Where are the trading rockets going? Oh, are these launching? That's cool. What? Let's see how that works. So that looks like it fills up. I guess that's filling up with our garbage shape. Or whatever. It basically just cleans it up. It's shape in, shape out. So those fill up. And that opens up. They come out. Boom. And they blast off. Wow. And then we should get some more from below. Yep. They open up. And they rocket right in there. Blammo. I don't know why that one's red. Okay. Back again. So this is going to have a limited capacity. I don't really need all of this. This was a little greedy. It's, you know, it doesn't hurt to like keep it. I guess they will stop producing at some point. Like these will stop. We don't need all this. Let's just, I don't know why I'm deleting it. I don't need to delete it yet. Okay, we're going to focus down here. We're going to put our loader, our train loader. We're going to put our train. We're going to put our wagon. I don't know what just happened. Must have been good. Put that there. We're going to bring this up here. Boom. Okay, then we need to put an unloader right there. We'll put it right there. Put a stop right there. We're going to take this and we're going to do that. Now, the real solution would be to duplicate some of this stuff because we've got all of these. So we could duplicate this, but we're not going to do that right now. Look at those things go. Boom. They are being fed into the machine at a large rate. It looks like these can feed into it at the same time. We don't have anything unlocking at the moment. That's not even unlocked. Or that's not even filling up. Yeah. So, like, I mean, we could... Like, we're obviously not... Okay, well, maybe we are missing something. What are we missing? Okay, so there could be value in this if we bring that over there and that connect there. Like, as long as we fill this up, because this is being partially loaded and that's not good. That's slowing down our capacity here. See this gap? We don't want gaps if we can avoid them. So as soon as this catches up, it's got its own gaps down here. It's pretty messy down here, but we're merging all of those. And there it goes. Now it's pretty uniform at this point. Filling these up. Boom, boom. All right. So those are shape loads. Those are shape load. That one's disabled. Those are shape loads that the train will pick up when it comes back. Those get loaded onto the train. And if we can produce more by the time the train gets back, that would be great. Those get fed in there. And then that should stay pretty static. As long as these are full, we should be outputting. And it looks like, yeah, that filled it up. Boom. All right. Now we've got full containers coming in. We do, technically, we could have, what was that? All right. That machinery under there, I guess. Into our trading hub. Oh, those are the rockets. Okay, they look like balls or something. I don't know. Where are we at? We're a little over halfway delivery. So we're just gonna like we don't have jobs or anything to earn extra credits with. We do have our operator shapes. So we can manufacture these shapes. What is this? That's not a milestone shape. That's going to give us sapphire and painting. Ooh, painting. This does feel a little accelerated. What do we have next? Emerald. Emerald Station. Trades Sapphire into Refined Emerald. Trades Ruby. And then we got Gold. Aquamarine. So our shapes are getting a little more complicated. We gotta do 20,000 of them as we get up here. Amethyst in 3rd space level, so that's tied to a milestone, 3rd space level. Quota complete. Okay. So we did that. We now unlock Ruby opens doors, but Sapphire opens better ones. The traders have agreed to accept it. You'll also gain access to painters valuable for preparing precise, refined shapes these stations require. The traders are starting to take you seriously, almost. Refines ruby into sapphire through thermal recombination, requires painted shape inputs. Yeah, so we'll have to start shaping. We get our fluid extractors, 4 new shop items, 600 credits, 500 additional capacity. Oh, I didn't mean to do more information. Okay. So that now outputs this shape. That's our ruby, supposedly. All right. That's a ruby shape filling up right there. Great. That's great. Okay, so that factory is kind of like self-contained. We need to place... let's just put a sapphire station down and see what we need here. So obviously we need to feed rubies into it. We need to feed blue squares into it, and then we need to stack red stars on circles. Where do we have stars? We could build stars from there. You never really... You don't want to build stars if you don't have to. Or, I mean, stars doesn't matter. You don't want to build shapes if you don't have to. Sometimes it could be nicer to just, like, find a shape somewhere. Like, there's a star. And then we could just ship that down with trains into this area. We could just, like, mine the hell out of it up here. Or, like I was saying, we could... Oh, there's a star right there. Or we could just look closer to home where we already had the shape we want. And we've got circles. We have circles here, too. We probably have a surplus. Why am I doing that? We probably have a surplus of circles. Do we? Yeah, look at that. We're building a surplus of circles here. These containers are backing up. They're backing up. We're barely outputting. We're still behind here? No, this is full. This is running what I would say is pretty good capacity. Those output belts are full. We're just not outputting enough, really. We could feed more. We could feed more. I'm not gonna bother with feeding more. Not right now. So you may be wondering what these colors are. So we got fluid extractors. So if we take our... We've got the... Oh, that's a space pipe. So we have this fluid extractor here. It looks exactly... Well, not quite exactly. It looks very similar to the miners. And of course we put some like bonuses here. Oh, we only need 3. Then we've got this fluid thing now where we can put our mini pump. Yeah. We can put our pumps here. So pump, 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 pump. All right, we got that. And then we get our pipes. And there you go. That is fluids. So that's going to be paint. So yeah, the fluids they work a little differently, but they're similar. Like this will fill up, and then they spit out, and then they're pretty little pipes too. Pretty little pipes. They can also go across floors, so like we can raise it up to a different floor. What did I just get? Katyusha? launch 100 something trading rockets. So yeah, so these are fluids. We use these fluids to paint with. Fluids can travel on trains. We should have unlocked. Well, they don't differentiate. The wagon unloaders. We do have space pipes too. So we've got pipes in space. They carry liquids. They are pipes. These are new visuals compared to the older version. Okay, let's get blue squares going. Okay. So we've got squares here. We're producing squares at a decent rate there. Do we have another pack of squares we could pull? No. This is our square area here. I'm not very pleased with how I built this. We're gonna pull squares off of this part. So we need to get some miners up here. We're gonna pull those miners in. Like right there, yeah. And then we'll just point these. So we need these for each one of these that's activated. It'll activate another one of these circles that we can mine from, basically. So that's going to be beneficial. Yeah, I forgot. We need to do that. Then these will come up. Which if I was building correctly, up and over, up and over, over, up and over. Okay. How are we looking on time? Oh yeah, that's pretty much stream time. Let's get these blue squares delivered. You know what? Let's deliver this too. Let's just pop you right there. All right, and we're gonna try and get the blue squares delivered, and then we'll call it a night. So we've got blue over here. Let's get some blue. Let's do our fluid extraction. Boom, boom. And then we're gonna do it the same way. Little compact designs will save many headaches. Fluid extraction unit. Do I have a fluid extractor? I do have a fluid extractor. So we can pop those in there. Then we've got pipes. We want to bring those up. So we're exporting on 2 layers, just like looks like everything else basically. Then we connect those up with that. We're gonna go here for our wagon loader. Mirror that. Oh, that's a shape wagon. That is shapes. Oh, I don't have fluids yet. Okay, so we're shipping the squares over there. That's what we're doing. Okay, space belt time. Merge. And then we can put that on a wagon loader. If I can get the right way, we need to go, yes, this way. Train, we still only have red trains, which is fine. We still only have red trains, that's okay. Yeah, we don't even have a fluid wagon yet either. Alright, so we're gonna put that there. We need to put a stop there. And then we need tracks that go down here. Yeah. Trains connect the world together. They make the world go round. Okay, we've got our unloader. It's unloading squares. We've got that. We don't need a big platform, really. One little platform will do it for us. And then we can bring our pipe over here. So we got blue coming in one way, shape coming in the other. I should have a blueprint for a painter. Oh, let's save this. If I can hit control, right there. Replace our fluid extractor. There's our next ad. We're gonna have to sit through that. Let's find a blueprint for not fluid train. Do I have a painter? Paint 1x1 painter. That is expecting paint from one side, yes, and shapes from over here. So we'll cut that, and we'll bring. Actually, you know what? We'll bring this whole unit. Undo that. We'll bring this whole piece, like not up there, like right there. That's fine. Then the track, the train track, will basically come in here and loop around. Just like that. Boom. Okay, and then we can put our belt right there. And so you can see the paint's already filled in here. Yeah, and then here comes our shapes, and they're gonna get painted. Boom. See the little paint roller fills up with paint, and the paint, I mean, the detail in this game, so much fun, and it's just so cozy. It's just so cozy. Where does that go? How does that work? Does it even work? It must work, yeah. So now we need to get these blue squares somewhere. So let's put them on a loader that's going the right direction. Yeah, we'll do that. Train. Eventually we'll get different colored trains, and we'll be able to direct them to do cool things. So we can put multiple trains on the same track and just route them different directions. Blue squares come in over here. So this is what we want to do. We'll want to bring, that's a train launcher. This is a long rail up, a more visually pleasing option to move trains between space levels. So that one goes up, right? Let's put it right there. That's up. Oh, I've got down selected. There we go. So now we're on a different space level with this train. We can come around here. And what's the normal way? Oh, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Like, it's fine. Perfectly fine. I'm so sorry. We are going to bring the train around. Not on the same track there. And in here. Okay, then we put a stop. Actually, let's put our unloader on first. Then we can put a stop right there. And that is our blue squares. We don't have any delivered yet. How many do we have painted? Our painters are slow. Yeah, our painters are slow. So we can probably feed multiple painters. Can almost certainly feed multiple painters. If we bring this off here and up, then we can copy this in. I don't know why I just did that, and I messed it up too. Let's put it here. Yeah, so we've got the paint We got the space pipe up here. We want to go this way and down. That way we can pull off just like that. Yeah. And that should bring in there, which then we can... I'm on the wrong layer. There we go. Right in there. All right. So, oh, we've got 600 points to unlock something. Platform capacity. Oh, third platform layer. Yeah, okay. Bent stackers. Bent stackers are nice. We don't have stackers yet. These are faster. And they're a little bit more compact. Overflow splits a belt, preferring the forward direction when possible. We've got different space platform shapes. A research station. Deliver refined shapes to increase your operator level and receive a byproduct. Okay. Scale up waste production infinitely. Okay. We put in... I don't understand what that one's doing. This one is research station. Deliver. Okay, we've got trains, spacer wagons. Oh, they can be used to space out other wagons. We got fluid wagons, loaders and unloaders. Station spacers. Stops with gaps between loaders. I don't understand why that is beneficial. Oh, train stations must be contiguous. Place spacers to create gaps. Okay. We can unlock some more colors. We can unlock a roller coaster, trains, wires, logic gates, and labels. Okay. So I think what makes the most sense is probably this research station, which I have no idea what it does. Well, we got a little self-contained unit over here. What was I doing? We got the research station. What do you do, research station? What do you do? We deliver stuff to you, and you increase operator level. That's what you said, right? So I deliver these to the research station. But I've got to build these shapes because they are not... Yeah. Donate refined shapes to increase your operator level and receive research credits. Interesting. Very, very interesting. So that would give me something to do with, like, for example, these things here. Other than having a train station run past them. And then, of course, that's all feeding there. So, yeah. All right. Well, that'll be where we call it today. I hope everybody had fun. This is a fun game. If you've never played Shapes or Shapes 2, I highly recommend them. Especially if you like factory games. Games like Factorio are amazing in their own right, but they're stressful because you get attacked by enemies. You've got to go hunt resources. Kind of a little more. I mean, you have to hunt resources here too, but there's no enemies. There's no resource limits. Like these nodes will never run out. You'll never empty one of these things. There's a lot of like really cool little detail that they worked on, like building these stations and all the little moving parts, and then you can zoom in on each little factory level to see how they move. Of course, this one is overloaded. Yeah, so we're full. This train station's full. That's when you'd load up more stations, really. But this station's filling up so not really worth it. That's when we'd add another station. Another, like, Ruby terminal, basically. Anyways, so there you go. I just realized I'm on a release candidate 1. I don't know if that's an intentional, but yeah, Shapes 2. Have a good rest of the week, good weekend, and I'll see everybody next week. We'll probably do EverQuest 2 again next week. Having a lot of fun with that. Love exploring the world and everything, so yeah. With that, we will stop the stream. Boom. Oh.